Okay, this video is Math 1, Lesson 1.5.1, and it's entitled Rearranging Formulas. So the whole purpose of this is that a lot of times in formulas, or equations, we have multiple variables. And a lot of times we want to rearrange them because we are solving for different variables at different points of time. So how do we isolate a variable in terms of the other variables and coefficients and constants and things of that nature? Okay. So for instance, let's say we have a math problem, look at example 1 here, and we want to get y by itself. For instance, you want to be able to graph it. You want to be able to plug it into your calculator. Okay, you want to isolate the variable and see how much money you have, how much money you spent on something based on a function. So we need to get y by itself. So to do that, what I always look at is that we have to balance the equation and we have to get y by itself. So there's y. So that means everything else has to move to the other side. I need to isolate the variable. So to do that, the first thing I'm going to do is undo the operations. Here I see a subtracting 12x. To move it to the other side, I'm going to add 12x to both sides. Whatever you do, you have to do it in balance. So there it is on both sides. So here we have 6y. Those cancel each other out. And then we have 18 plus 12x. Okay. And that didn't show up too well, so let me rewrite this last part. Sorry about that. There you go. And again, this line down the middle, this is my equal sign. Okay, that shows the balance between the two. To get y by itself this time, now I need to undo multiplication. So how do you undo multiplication? I see 6 times y. To undo that, you do the opposite and you divide by 6. And I'm going to do it to each piece over here. Now notice, see how I do that? I got to do it to every single piece. Here the 6's cancel, and then y is left by itself. 18 divided by 6 is 3. 12 divided by 6 is 2, and then x. So notice y is equivalent to a constant of 3 plus a coefficient times another factor of x. So this is the same formula. These two formulas are the same. So let's get that established. They're just written in different formats. Here, y is isolated, and that way we can see what y is equivalent to. Okay. Let's kind of do the next one down here. I'm going to solve for y once again. So there's my division line, or my equal sign line. The first thing I'm going to do is move this term over here. I'm going to get y by itself. So I see a positive 15x. I'm going to subtract 15x. Do the exact opposite. Do it to both sides. We have negative 5y is equal to 25 minus 15x. Okay. Next step, divide by negative 5. And the reason I know divide because I see negative 5 times y. Okay. And I'm going to get rid of the negative and the 5 at the same time. So I'm going to do it to negative 5 to all pieces over here. Okay. And then notice we have y. 25 divided by negative 5 becomes negative 5. Now notice here, two negatives cancel each other out and become a positive. 15 divided by 5 is 3 and x. So again, y is equivalent to negative 5 plus 3x. And again, it's the exact same equation, just rearranged, okay? Now here's an example of where we see that. Now, in an actual formula for area is area equals 1/2 base times height, where b is the length, h is the height, okay? Now, suppose you know the area and the height of a triangle, but you need to find the length of the base. So that's the unknown. How can we rearrange the equation so we can do that? So let's start with the original equation. And the key is we want to get b by itself. So I want to get this by itself. So to do that, again, here's my equal sign, is I need to move the 1/2 and I need to move the h. So the first thing I'm going to do is to get rid of that 1/2 is we can simply multiply by the reciprocal, both sides. Okay, so 2 times a becomes 2a. Those cancel each other out, and then we have bh over here. Okay. All right, now how do we get b by itself? We have b times h. Again, it doesn't matter if it's a letter or a number. You treat them as factors in this case. So how do you undo a factor there? You simply divide by the factor, whatever it is. Not sure what it is at this point in time. I just know it has to go on the other side like that. So now b is by itself. And is it equivalent to twice the area divided by the height? Okay, and that is in the same equation, just rearranged in terms of b. Okay, because notice we're not always trying to find area. Let's say we knew the area. If I want to know how wide or how big the base I can make, well then you got to rearrange the formula so you can solve it in that terms. Okay, so that's kind of a quick video on rearranging formulas.